Hi everybody, it's Sandy Allnock here for SimonsSaysStamp.com, and today I'm going to show you some Copic techniques using the critters from the past stamp set from Lawn Fawn, as well as the Falling Stars die, and a little bit of airbrushing too, just for good measure. Let's get started. My first step was to die cut the falling stars from the sky, and I laid out my images from sticky notes just to kind of get them placed, and then I also used those as masks so I could get the images stamped and layered on top of each other. I'm going to grab a box and I'm going to do it in the box so I don't make a mess all over. If you've never seen an airbrush, I use a full compressor and it looks like this. It sits down below my desk and it stays plugged in so that I'm ready at a moment's notice to do some airbrushing if I want to. So you put the chisel nib of a marker in there, and only the sketch or the original bodies will work in this. So the air blows across the nib and onto the paper. Just press that button just a little tiny bit to get some ink coming out of it. You can hear the compressor kick in down there. And I'm going to do some yellow down here at the bottom as if there's a sunset and the stars are just coming up in a reddish sky. So that's kind of the look I'm going for. And let's get started and see how this works. I always get a little bit nervous when I do my airbrushing because it's really easy to go overboard with it. So I'm starting with my lightest color and I'm just blowing on a little bit of the yellow down here toward the bottom. And this is Y08. It's a pretty bright yellow. And next I'm going to use some YR14 to add a little bit of brownish color. Not a whole lot, but I want to make it a little more golden. And I'm being really gingerly with it because I'm worried about blooping. After all of the stamping and masking that I did, I don't want to screw anything up. So I'm going very, very, very light across it. And next I'm going to do a little bit of YR18 and start filling in more of the sky way up there. You can see how dark that color is compared to the others. And it's going to be this orangey sky. I came up with this color scheme because I had a dream last night and I dreamed this whole scene. There were all these dinosaurs. I knew I wanted to color this stamp set. I must have had that on the brain. But the sky was this incredible rich reddish brown color because, you know, it's dinosaurs, it's ancient times, it doesn't have to actually be realistic colors, right? So that's what I'm doing. And I'm letting the color fade down to the yellow here at the bottom as if there's the sun coming up from low on the horizon, and just adding more of the color up high. And now I'm taking E18, and yes, I know it's a brown, but it's going to redden up this whole night sky because I want the top part to be this really rich, burnt looking bright red color. Really strong color on it. And that seems to be happening. With airbrush, you just want to keep the airbrush moving because as soon as you stop, you're going to end up with a dark spot. And then as soon as you have a dark spot, like I'm trying to repair right now, you have to then go around it in enough of a consistent way to even it all out. And I'm just about even, but I want to add more of the orangey color now because I want to have more of that color coming down toward the bottom. A number of people have asked if you end up with more, using more of your Copic ink from your markers in doing airbrush, and actually it goes down so thin. If I were to actually color this by hand and by just marker strokes, I would use a lot more ink because this goes on super thin since it's airbrush. So I'm going to add a little bit more of the orangey down there and have just a little bit less of the yellow showing. And then we're just about ready to reveal and see whether or not this worked. As I pull off all these sticky notes, you're going to see not only the reveal of how that airbrushing looks with just the stamped image and not all these post-it notes, but you'll also see how I built the image and stamped all these things. What I did was take the images that are in the very front and I stamped that one first, so those leaves on the right hand side and the little baby dinosaur, and then I would mask those off, stamp the next image behind it, like the big mama dinosaur, and then mask that one off and then stamp the next dinosaur behind that. And then I masked that one off and did the trees and just built it up little by little. And since I had all that masking done to put the one image in front of another, then I was also able to use those same masks and just leave them in place and do the airbrushing. So those masks did me wonderful double duty in accomplishing this whole scene on this card. If you would like to see the rest of the coloring of this image, I invite you over to my channel. I've got part 2 over there, and I warn you it's a little bit long, but I really wanted to show it to you and show you how you can stretch your markers by using some grays to do your shading instead of having to have those darker colors all the time to do your shading. Join me over there. I would love to see you. Thank you very much. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button down below and leave comments and questions down there. If you'd like me to do more airbrush, let me know that as well. And I will see you next time I do a video here on Simon Says. Thank you much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.